Fascinating facts about Lebanon, a country of cigarettes and Roman ruins. Part 3. Hello everyone. It is not so long, perhaps 30 years, since Lebanon was a destination to which no one with any common sense would have ventured without good cause. It was a civil war-torn hellhole. Irregular tattered housecasts tumbling onto the evening news bulletins. An emblem of destruction, whose capital, Beirut, had become a byword for carnage and conflagration. Fast forward 3 decades, and this country, on the edge of the Mediterranean, is distinctly more appealing as a holiday possibility. There are caveats to going there. Certainly, see below, and its location very close to some of the Middle East's foreigner problems make it a place to which, even now, only more intrepid travelers are likely to dash. It celebrates Independence Day at November 22nd. Here are a few facts about the Paris of the East. Before continuing our happiness this time, we want to remind you, don't forget to press the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the bell too. So friends, don't miss the latest video updates from 3-minute facts. It has the greatest fragment of ancient Rome outside Rome. Really? That's quite a grand statement. Pompeii, Leptis Magna in Libya, the colossal amphitheater at Algium in Tunisia, the scattered remains of Palmyra in Syria, all could plausibly lay claim to this title. But there is something special about Baalbek. The modern town, which bears the name, is practically synonymous with the Roman structures at its heart, especially the colossal temple of Bacchus, a 2nd century AD marvel which would bear comparison to the Parthenon in Athens, were it not a legacy of an entirely different ancient civilization and in rather better condition. The one considerable problem is that the ruins are currently within the FCO's no-go zone of the eastern border. But it is worth keeping an eye on the webpage, and fingers crossed that this might change. Baalbek is certainly more likely to return to the mainstream travel fray in the immediate future than Palmyra or Leptis Magna. It makes wonderful wine. The road to Baalbek, which is partially, at least in the FCO's good books, is framed by a vineyard. Wine has been produced here for some 6 millennia. The Romans, ever keen to put the grape to party, starting use, were well aware that the Bekaa Valley, which runs up the center of Lebanon, was perfect terrain for viticulture. This is still true in 2017. Chateau Xara in Xara, chateauxara.com. Arguably, Lebanon's foremost wine purveyor, is one of several producers based in the valley. It opened its door to the public for tours and tastings. The Romans were not the only ancient residents. By the time the Romans stomped their boots and sandals across Lebanon, the country had already been a seat of civilization for a fair old time. The proof of this particular historical pudding is Byblos, a city which sits some 20 miles north of Beirut, up the Mediterranean coast. It was here that the Phoenician, the ancient people whose influence spread right across North Africa at one point, sprang into life in the 15th century BC or thereabouts. It can claim to be one of the oldest continuously inhabited spots on the planet. Estimates suggest its beginning could have been as early as 1800 BC. Of course, little remains of this distant era, but an air of yesteryear envelopes the heart of town, not least via its 12th century Crusader castle, in whose walls cannonballs are still embedded.